High school dropouts advice here. So, part 1. What is a rat race? The modern rat race we have is that people are living from paycheck to paycheck to keep their living standards. We buy so many things with debt. Our cars, phones, and the house we live in are most likely paid with debt. 78% are living from paycheck to paycheck, according to Forbes, which I link over here. So now we know what the rat race is. It's a constant going back to work in order to pay the debts of the consumptions and in order to survive. We could simply live below our means so we can recover ourselves, but there's something else which is keeping us poor. Part number 2. Why do I think that the society is keeping us poor? I think that our education from the early age is focused on conformity. We were taught as a toddler to behave and not to stick out. Later in the kindergarten, we were taught to follow instructions. Later in elementary and middle school, we were taught to be on time, to follow our schedule, to do homework, to do things in a team. Follow more instruction, follow more orders, and sometimes we are allowed to say a little bit about our opinion, but does our opinion really matters or does anyone cares? No, you just get a grade for it and the daily education and training is continuing. Then you end up in college. The same things continue. There's a list of things you need to do and need to pass in order to graduate. What happens when you graduate? You were trained your last 20 to 25 years to follow instructions and not to stick out of the society. You will most likely look for a job and work as the other 99% does. For the last 25 years, your dreams, ambition, aims and opinions got hammered down by society and then reshaped so you can become the mass product worker. Being a worker, you are not different than a mass product. It's sad to say so, but this is how the society is built. You might think that you are super special, you are an individual with an open and unique opinion and education, but the problem is that the 99% next to you is all thinking the same. So how special can this be? What is the difference between everyone thinking they are unique and the difference between a group who knows they all think the same? So there's not much difference. Anyways, the problem since humanity is that the civilization needs workers to evolve. There's no question that the civilization has got a very far from the Stone Age to our present. We have technologies to travel to the moon, we have the internet, we have communications.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick!
We have so many ways of transportation. All this was possible by workers. Of course, there are different levels of workers. We have the ones doing the hard labor, we have the managers, we have the educators, some scientists, but in ancient times they were called slaves.
What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my god.
Slave masters, lords, dukes, and handymans and kings. So the society and the structure did not change. We just have different names now. And the technology tree has more branches than the past. But that's it. So why does it keep us poor of being part of it? The answer is sad, but it's because we are a mass product. We can be replaced easily. So we are cheap. When we graduate from college, there are hundreds and thousands other students also graduating from the same subject, and the rat race continues or begins, competing with others for the job, keeping up in work, not to get fired, keep working the job you hate, to earn little money to buy the things you love. The things you love put you in more debt and you have to work more in the job you hate. The structure of how we got educated, how we make money and how we spend it, it's all keeping us poor. So I'm not the first one who noticed the structure of the society. So let us talk about how people want to get out of this rat race. This is part number 3, how they fight this structure. We have many different kind of movements nowadays. We have the minimalists who just live super frugal, build some savings, build some investment. They try not to consume much to save the environment. Then we have the FIRE movement, which is financially independent and a retire early group. They are living super frugal, they save as much as they can, they build a passive cash flow with investment so it can support their life. So both movements will work and they will be out of this rat race. This is a way to get out, but I think if too many are doing this, it will not be good for the economy. It will stop our civilization from evolving quickly. A booming economy is needed. Let's be real, and I'm honest. I cannot live as a minimalist. I would enjoy living in a luxury home, having a luxury vacation, and driving a nice car. I know living frugal and investing is the key to wealth, and this is fine.
This is fine.
For the first 10 or 15 years. But later, I want to enjoy a little of my work, a little of my sacrifices. I want to reap a little what I saw. And I think most people would think so. We cannot be hardcore frugal and minimalistic like the minimalists and the FIRE movement who move into a tiny 200 square feet home. I think this hurts the economy. So let me explain you what I personally will do. Part number 4, what I think it's right. I start quite the same, like the minimalists and the FIRE movement. Save a lot, build a lot of investment so it can support your life. I go to the extreme and will invest more, leverage more of my investment and keep the velocity of money high to make the most out of it in that specific time. I want to build the foundation for my future life in this short time of period where I go to those extremes. My future life will be enjoying some luxury life. Of course, not all. I enjoy the good things in life, and is it wrong for me to enjoy them? Me buying a nice home, buying nice cars, having good meals and doing my vacations will create jobs and keep the economy running. My money comes passively from my investment and my assets. Of course, I will keep some of the money to do more investment, but I will also give back to the economy to keep it running. If I'm not spending money anymore, and if everyone is doing this, how can the economy sustain? How can the renters pay me who's building cars if no one is buying cars anymore? So I think when you are wealthy, you have your passive income stream. Don't stay cheap and save up all those money. More important is to enjoy a little of your life, and by doing so, to keep the economy alive. So you have already outsmarted the system. Now it's time to give back. The next level of giving back is educating society and help underdeveloped areas to develop. I think if someone is successful in building his dream life, he can copy-paste his system anywhere in the world to help people reach their aim. It can be by kickstarting some developments in slums. Imagine you hire 10 or 100 of cleaners in the slums to clean it up. You are paying them, so they have a job, they have money to spend, which flows back into the slum. Maybe they open a small shop at the slum and improve little by little to a market. You can invest in infrastructure, building real streets, schools, or other things. People will have jobs. the neighborhood will look better, attracting more locals. Build a microbank. Give easy, accessible loans for people who needs couple hundreds. This might be enough for them to open a little store, business, or buy tools or machine for their service and products. There is so many things you can do to help the society. I just think the minimalist and FIRE movement is a working movement which will get you out of the rat race, but it's not developed to the level where it will help the society. I think it's nice to live financial free, but I think it's nicer if everyone is getting closer to that level. We always need to find a win-win situation and a win-win solution. Just winning yourself is not fun. Of course, not everyone can become an investor. Not everyone can become a businessman. It will take some time and maybe several generations. But if we can help workers to get higher education, their kids get self-employed. Later their kids become business people, and later their kids become investor, and everything is fine. So I hope that you could learn something in this video. It should have helped you to have a better understanding why most of us are in a rat race and why we are poor. It's not because this is your fault. It's just the way our society is structured. I also showed you a way out, and I also showed you what we all should do once we are out. When you are out, then enjoy a little life, but then remember to teach and get more people out. Always remember, it's lonely on the mountaintop. So let's get some friends, family and others to join you. Fulfill your life by fulfilling other lives. Subscribe to my channel so I can teach you in detail what you have to do to reach your next level. Many thanks. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. What happens when you What happens when you graduate? Graduate. Ambition. Oh man, again. That the civilization from the Stone Age to make the most out of. When you are wealthy, you have